What's up, everyone? We're over here at the Trop, Jared Sandler with you, live, Tropicana Field. You see Bruce Bochy talking with Tim Kirkshin right there. The Rangers getting ready to take some batting practice. You got Marcus Semien and Josh Young, Robbie Grossman, and then you can see walking in the distance Nathaniel Lowe. Happy to chat ahead of Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. Be more than happy to answer some questions. Just fire your questions away in the comments section, and I'll be happy to talk with you. I tweeted earlier 3 keys, I think, for today's game. One of them is laying off of Zach Eflin's breaking ball below the zone. That's a big pitch for him. He's more of an east-west guy, but his breaking ball below the zone gets a chase at a really high rate. For Nathan Eovaldi, it's not to oversimplify, but fastball command, being able to not only locate arm side, but be able to locate glove side. And then the third thing is, I think this is going to be a really interesting strategic game. With Jordan Montgomery yesterday for the Rangers, I think you had the hope that he would be able to give you length, and he did. He went 7 shutout innings, made the decisions for Bruce Bochy easy. If Nathan Eovaldi does that today, amazing. He'd make decisions easy again, but let's say he doesn't. How do you navigate through the bullpen? How do you navigate really through the Rays lineup with your bullpen? And I think a key, this might sound odd, but pulling Nathan Eovaldi at the right time, right? And typically you in the regular season might let a guy stay a little bit longer than you otherwise would, but in the postseason it's on the other side of it. So you got to find a balance, because this bullpen is not one that I think you want to necessarily put in a position to go 6 innings, but if you need to, you need to. And so the other thing too is, the Rays are going to put out a lineup built to beat Nathan Eovaldi, and they pinch hit a ton, they match up a ton. Well, if you do pull Nathan Eovaldi early, do you go to a lefty to try and create some matchup advantages on your part? Well, okay, if you do that, the Rays are going to pinch hit to recreate those advantages for them, but you can only pinch hit once, right? It's not like you can sub a guy out and then sub him back in, and so now you go back to a righty. Perhaps you've got matchup advantages that tilt back in your favor. So, that chess match is going to be really, really interesting. Hey, a couple things. I'm going to start answering some questions. We'll do this for a few minutes. This YouTube Live thing is new for me. I know it's the function's not new, but we had been doing Twitter Live, but unless you had the blue subscription, you couldn't comment. But if you guys could share this on Twitter, more people that join, the better. The more people we have in here, the more fun it is. So would appreciate if you'd consider sharing. Yes, I do think we could see Mitch Garver pinch hitting. So a lot of people have asked why Mitch Garver, and I'm going to flip it around so you can watch some BP as well. Robbie Grossman has started in the 3 spot each of the last 2 wins for the Rangers, and I think that Bruce Bochy likes the way he grinds out at bats. I know he hasn't been lighting things up with hits, but he's been getting on base and works the count. Mitch Garver's been struggling, right? He's had a great second half, but he's been struggling here lately. And so I think that has something to do with it, but I think Mitch Garver will be an option off the bench for sure. The biggest key, so, from an offensive standpoint, it's laying off the breaking ball below the zone. And, just in general, I really go back to that third thing I said, is navigating the bullpen or navigating the Rays lineup with your bullpen and making those decisions in a timely manner. Because in the regular season, you leave a guy in 1 batter too long or pull a guy 1 batter too soon. You lament over that decision, but you move on to the next day. But those decisions really get magnified at this time of the year. It'd be great. Yeah, it'd be great if Marcus hit that leadoff home run. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I think, listen, between Martin and Andrew Heaney, there's long relief options. Both those guys provide the option for valuable outs and also as a left-handed option at countering with Eovaldi, the righty. Yeah, yesterday was an anomaly, but the weird thing with some teams is you look at their season ranks and they belie the reality of where their team is right now. So, you had a rusty Jose Siri. You don't have Wander Franco, and you don't have Brandon Lau. So it's a little bit of a different look for them defensively, but this is a team that has been good defensively. They're good in the outfield and center, and they're good in right with Margot. Arozarena is not necessarily very good in left, but you do have, it is a much better team defensively than they demonstrated yesterday. Yeah, now I don't know that. Yes, they would not have to play the Astros in the ALDS, but they'd have to play the Orioles. And, the Orioles were the best team in the American League this year, and they did in a really tough division. Now, do the Rangers maybe match up better? Do they, playing the Orioles, a young team, is there an advantage there versus a battle-tested Astros team? We can debate that. But I don't know that you're necessarily getting a better matchup or a very favorable matchup with the Orioles compared to the Astros. It's just simply that the Astros have had the Rangers number, obviously. Same lineup, yep. Yeah, I think they're going to see how Chapman feels. If Chapman feels good, I think they would go to him if there's a need. I do think you're going to see Josh Sborz, and then Jose Leclerc is absolutely available. And Dane Dunning's available as well. It's that Bruce Bochy mentioned. Well, Reese, I think what affects the bullpen decisions is, yes, they have hit lefties better, but they hit left-handed starting pitching better because they build a lineup that's fit to beat left-handed starters. You got a right-handed starter today. That means they're going to have to go to their bench to try and get some of those favorable matchups in there. And, are they going to go to the bench early? If the Rangers go to the bullpen early, would they wait? There's just a lot of decisions and a lot of variables in this chess match. One thing I'd like to see differently from the... I just think this team, they got a great performance from Jordan Montgomery yesterday, so leaving the meat on the bone didn't really make a difference. But when they got the opportunities like what they had yesterday, they got to capitalize. They didn't necessarily capitalize yesterday, but they were able to win because they got a shutout from Jordan Montgomery. They're going to have to capitalize. They get those opportunities here today. Yeah, no, that's fair. Bobby Wilson, Corey Ragsdale, Bobby Wilson. I don't do anything other than talking to this phone now. I think Evan in the 9 hole has been, really helpful. He gets on base for Marcus and Corey. He's really good at bats, and I think it's been a big part of what has made this team successful is that their lineup isn't top-heavy and you can take your foot off the pedal in the bottom. When the team was struggling, they weren't getting great production from the bottom of the order, but now you balance that out. You get a guy like Evan Carter at the bottom of the order. It gives them more of that 1 through 9 depth, and it makes it a lot tougher for opposing pitchers. Yeah, well, I'd love to see, Adolis. Zach Eflin's a guy who likes to work lower in the zone, and that seems to play into Adolis' strengths, and so hopefully get a big game from Adolis. Yeah, no, my pleasure. This is a lot of fun. You see Nathaniel Lowe talking to Tim Kirkshin. There's Bobby Wilson playing catch, Corey Ragsdale playing catch. You got Josh Young hanging on the cage. Tony Beasley throwing BP. No beach time right now. Just ballparking back, but maybe in the off season. All right, guys, I got to run, but this is fun. We'll do this again, whether it's tomorrow or Game 1 in Baltimore, maybe on an off day, but should be a lot of fun. This is playoff baseball is what it's all about, and Rangers with a chance to win a series today. I'll talk to you all later.